And we welcome you in to the latest edition of the Fourth and Goal Show, presented by National Bank Professional Door. I'm Rick Watson. He is Jermaine Farrell from WFXR. Good to see you, Jermaine. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you? Hump day as we're recording this, so got some
Yeah,
high school football games on Thursday. So we'll look at
that's
stuff
right.
on Thursday and Friday. In fact, the next 2 weeks you'll have a bunch of Thursday games. So I guess high school football is getting into the situation like the NFL. Play on Thursdays too. So in college, so pros, college, high school, all on Thursdays.
Well, we're going to get into week number 9, but looking back at week number 8, the first game that jumps out to me was that Carroll County Floyd game that we talked about, 52-49. Cavaliers outscore. Man, if you're there and you're watching that one, you're watching and enjoying that pinball machine. That's high school football. That was fun. That's fun.
Yeah, I tell you one thing. I mean, both teams played so well. I mean, when you look at the points, I mean, I think they just scored again, but the
It's
the
great.
52-49. I mean, and it was a good 52 to 49. Sometimes you have those high scoring games, and it's almost like who has the ball last, and it's just one of those games that just was up and down the field. It was a special game, so kudos to what they're doing over there. Both teams played so well, so you got to love that when teams can play so well. And two teams will definitely be a factor in the playoffs when it starts, which is crazy to think the playoffs start. And like I said, in about a couple of weeks, we get into the playoffs. You have the seedings and all the regional rankings, which, a whole lot of kind of some shuffling going around. And now, when you have these last few weeks, Rick, this is where you really see the shuffling. You see
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
that are playing each other that are either in good playoff position or battling to keep good playoff position or trying to get into it. So it's like three levels to it. You're entrenched. That's round one. Round two is you're in the playoffs, but you want to hold on to that spot. And then the third part is you're trying to get there because if you're hovering around below eighth, you're trying to get there. And if you're on the eighth position, you're in the bubble.
And you said that Lord Botetourt Stanton River would be a good game. Sure enough, it was. Botetourt edges them out 28-21. I mean, this was one of your big games last week, and it played out that way, didn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, Botetourt jumped out to a 20-0 lead in the first half, and then turnovers cost them. They gave up a couple of scores before the end of the half, and then it did go down to the wire. But like we always say, Stanton River is a team that's so tough, a team that can actually make
They
things
are.
happen. And they're a good ball club, and I mean, right now, I think they'll be a factor. If they can get into the playoffs, they're going to be a tough out for anybody. So, good game right then and there, and obviously when Botetourt and Stanton River or whoever, anybody in the Blue Ridge, when they match up with each other, it's going to be a battle.
Denver, no problem at all with Radford, 35 nothing. I mean, they just keep on. You've mentioned that defense really since maybe the second week of the season. Kevin Clifford's got them balling on that side, and that offense is special. This is a definite state contender. They just rolled over the Bobcat. I kind of figured Glenver would win, Jermaine. I didn't think it'd be that easy, but it sure enough was.
Second straight, Rick. This was crazy. It was their second straight shutout, and they got five shutouts this year. Five
Blows my mind.
shutouts. Six of their games that they played, they haven't given up a touchdown. And the most points they gave up was against Carroll County was 44-19. So when you look at this ball club, I mean, they are just they look the part, and now it's kind of like, okay, can anyone knock them off? In the regular season, and when you look at who they got left, I mean, they should be a good spot. They got Patrick County, and then the last game of the season they got Floyd County. That should be an interesting matchup down there in Floyd, but barring anything crazy, Glenver looks like they could go 10-0 again, and right now they're the number one seed and Region 2 seed, so they're looking really good and playing pretty well right now.
Well, speaking of looking the part and speaking of defense, your alma mater, Patrick Henry Patriots, another shutout. No surprise they knocked off Cave Spring, but they just keep on maintaining that excellence they've had on that side of the ball all year, don't they? They are really good, and they seem to be getting a little better each and every week.
Well, the thing is, I think in last week, it was homecoming and senior night, so you had all those distractions, and a little bit of a sluggish start, but they ended up, flexing and showing why, they're going to be a factor. And right now they're the number 1 seed in Region 5C. They're going to be off this coming week, but then they have a couple of games coming up. Both games, ironically, will be in the New River Valley. They go to Blacksburg, which that's not going to be an easy one, and even Pulaski County to end the season. So actually, I take that back. I got it out of order. They play Pulaski County and Blacksburg last, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I might have it out of order. But anyway, those are their last 2 games. They have a bye this week. And, if they finish the regular season perfect, they'll be 10-0 for the first time since 1985. And that team went to a state semifinal last year. So that was really a real big game on their end. But I will tell you this. When you look at what Patrick Henry has done, they're playing, complementary football. And I know they talk about that a lot, but they really are playing so well.
You had the Craig County Perry McClure game up in Buena Vista as one of your keys, and Craig County keeps rolling. Speaking of number 1 seeds in the region, 33-6 on the road to go that and to win that game that convincingly is very impressive. They just keep on doing it with that single wing, but they're also doing it with defense at Craig County. Go Rockets.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're using the single wing. We talk about that single wing, and that single wing, I tell you, they're doing a lot of good things right there. And I had some notes about Craig County, and obviously they got a big one coming up. But Craig County, here they've only given up 48 points all season, which is impressive. I mean, you've gone 7 games. That's basically you've only given up an average of a touchdown a game. So how they're playing is so impressive, Rick. And the thing is, Coach Jimmy Fisher, he's built that program basically from the rec league up. A lot of these kids and a lot of these players have played each other for years. They grew up playing with each other. They've done all these things. And what's really neat is now there's a buy-in. They see the results. I mean, 7-0. I mean, it's probably been before Jimmy Fisher got there, it's probably been, you would have to go years to get 7 wins over a stretch of time. So, and I don't think this program's going away. I mean, I don't think this program they're not going to be like, oh, well, it's a one-hit wonder. I think they're really building a culture, and especially in a small community like Newcastle, they're building a culture, Rick, and that's what's so special.
Did you expect 55-7 for Fleming over Wade Bird? I didn't.
Wow. I tell you what, I didn't see it. I did not see it. And I tell you one thing, it was just so impressive with that. And to see them do what they did, it's just so impressive. And really, the way William Fleming's played, because we knew they would have a tough stretch of their season. But really, I look at Fleming and I see a team starting to get that momentum going again, but now they're in that tough Blue Ridge district. And the biggest thing is, and I've said this before, Bird has got two losses that were kind of weird. I mean, to lose and that shootout loss to Bassett, but then the game against Fleming, 55-7, that's kind of like a one-off. I mean, I was expecting that to be a closer game. But Fleming showed their strength, and so did William Bird.
Well, and one more, my alma mater continues to struggle. Blacksburg 48-22. Pulaski County staring at their 5th consecutive sub-500 season. Salem coming up this week. But the Bruins have been involved in a lot of close games, but they got the offense going. That's a program that's improved so much over the last couple of years.
Well, and here's the thing that's really crazy. Yeah. What's really crazy is, Pulaski, I've seen some flashes, but it's just for some odd reason, there's just something that is, there's a thing that's there. But I think this program's not that far off. I mean, they've had some tough losses. I mean, they've been competitive. They just haven't been able to put a whole game together. And you have to do that, Rick. You have to put a whole game together, and they really haven't had that. Now, with that being said, I mean, they got the big rivalry game at Salem coming up this week, and Salem has struggled this week. And to be honest, Rick, I think this is 2 evenly matched teams, which we said that back in the day in the 80s when these 2 teams would play each other. But now, I mean, you have 2 programs that are having tough years, but I mean, you could flip a coin between who could win that game coming up on a Friday between Salem and Pulaski County. But like I said, I don't think all is lost there. Now, Blacksburg, I mean, was a good game for them. They really showed some offense. Now, they're kind of on the playoff cusp themselves in 4D, but really it's just going to be an interesting contest when those two teams meet. But yeah, you throw everything out the window when it's Pulaski and Pulaski County and Salem, because Rick, those are two teams that are just so good in their tradition and their history. And I think those two teams will get everything going again down the line. Like I said, I don't think, Salem has had a lot of injuries and a lot of teams there, but both these teams are building up something. It just takes time, and I think both of those teams will get there.
Well, that's a look back at Week 8. Now we look ahead to Week 9. We got Farrell's 5 coming up, and as Jermaine mentioned, we do have a couple of games. Thursday, Carroll County headed to the New River Valley to take on Radford, and in the Battle of the Bergs, Christiansburg and Blacksburg, of course, Virginia Tech playing a home Friday game, so things are shuffled around a bit. But as we get into Farrell's 5, boy, you nailed all 5 last week. Great matchups. How about number 5 this week as we start climbing the ladder?
Before I get to Farrell's 5, I'll shine a spotlight on the 2 Thursday games in the New River Valley area.
Yeah.
First of all, Christiansburg taking on Blacksburg, a Battle of the Bergs. It's a big-time game at Bill Brown Stadium, Thursday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. Now, Christiansburg, they're 2-5 on the season. They are currently 10th in the 3D standings in Region 3D. Blacksburg, like I mentioned, they're in that 8th spot. They're 4-4, and they're 4th. They're 8th in Region 4D. So when you're 8th, it's a tough spot to be in because it's kind of like that cutoff line. You're there. Now, Blacksburg leads this series 57-41-7. The Blue Demons, they won the last 6 meetings, including last year at Blacksburg. It was a close one, 20-7. Blacksburg last beat Christiansburg. Yeah, go back to November 1st, Rick, 2018. That was at home, 35-0. Now, last week, Blacksburg won, as you mentioned, at Pulaski County, 48-22. Christiansburg won at Hidden Valley, 49-0. So this is a key matchup for two teams trying to keep their playoff hopes alive with those two teams. Meanwhile, a cool Three Rivers District game. This would have probably been in my top 5 had it not been on a Thursday, but we left that out of there, which is okay. But Carroll County, they're 5-2 on the season. They're 5th in Region 3D, so they're in a good playoff spot. They want to try to host a first round game, taking on a Radford team at Lindenberg Field. They're 4-3, but they're 4th in Region 2C, coming off that tough loss to Glenver, 35-0. Carroll County winning the shootout over Floyd, 52-49. Now, Rick, check this out. This blows my mind. Radford is a perfect 32-0 all time against Carroll County. 32-0.
Wow.
Now, when it was Hillsville High School, they beat Radford. But as it constituted now, 32-0. Last year, the Bobcats won at home 27-0. Radford has shut out the Cavaliers in the last 2 meetings. But I have a feeling they probably won't. I'd be shocked if Carroll County got shut out in this game. But this could be an opportunity for Carroll County to get their first ever win over Radford. It's not going to be easy, but there's an opportunity here because the way Carroll County's been scoring points, there's an opportunity. But that should be a really good game. So those are the Thursday night menu, the appetizers, as they say. And obviously those games were moved because Virginia Tech is playing when they're playing. But now let's get to number 5 because we got number 5.
Number 5, here we go. Yes, sir.
I'm sure this one's on your list. We're going to go to Independence. We got Grayson County at 3-4. They are 4th in Region 1C, and obviously their schedule's been tough. Giles, they are tied for first with Craig County in Region 1C. Big-time matchup at Strong Field down there in Independence. Now, Giles leads the series 13-6. Last year, Grayson County won at home 28-7. The Blue Devils have won the last 5 meetings. Giles last won in the series. You got to go back to October 15th, 2021. It was a 21-20 win to Independence. Last week, Giles won at Fort Chiswell, 37-0. Grayson County was off after getting a forfeit win from Galax. Giles, they've won 6 in a row after losing their opener. And 3 of Grayson County's 4 losses have been by 7 points or less. So when these two teams meet, it's going to be a battle at Bill Strong Stadium, and it's going to be a fun one. Again, Giles, like I said, Grayson County, if they could win this game, could move up a little bit in Region 1C. Giles tied with Craig County, and it looks like these two teams are positioning themselves to host a first-round playoff game. But the winner will definitely be in good shape. The loser, if it's Giles, they'll still kind of be in the hunt, but Grayson County could fall back out of that 4 hole. So a good one at Bill Strong Stadium Friday night, 7 o'clock. It is Giles visiting Grayson County.
All right, that's a good one to start. How about number 4 on Farrell's 5 this week?
So number 4 on Farrell's 5 list, we are going to go to Buchanan, depending on how you want to say it. Floyd County, they are 6-1, and they are 3rd in Region 2C. Another Three Rivers matchup. They are visiting 4-3 James River. They're 6th in Region 2C. Floyd County leads the series, Rick, 14-3. Last year, Floyd County won at James River 62-12. Floyd County's won the last 3 meetings in 5 of 6. James River last won in this series. You got to go back to October 14th, 2021. It was a 34-19 win at Floyd. Now, last week, Floyd County lost at home to Carroll County 52-49. James River, they were off. And I could see this game, Rick, as being a high-scoring game because James River with Gavin Benz could put up a lot of points. And, of course, Sam Phillips and the crew at Floyd County, I mean, they can really put up some points. But this is a key game. Floyd County trying to stay, if you're a top 4 seed in your region, you host. So a win here could solidify that position for James River. A win could maybe even move them into a hosting round. But this is and if the season were to end today, this would be a first-round matchup between these two teams in Region 2C, but should be a good one down in James River High School. It is Floyd County at 6-1 visiting 3-4 James River down in Buchanan.
I love it. That's a great game. That's a great game. All right, here we go now. Number 3, right in the middle of Farrell's 5 here as we're climbing up the ladder.
Okay, I got undefeated Craig County Rockets. They are tied for first in Region 1C, taking on Bath County. Now, Craig County 7-0. Bath County's 4-2. They are 6th in Region 1C. So this is another key matchup. Again, once we get into this time of the year, you're going to have regional teams play each other to figure that one out. Bath County, Rick, leads this series 39-4. Last year, Bath County won in Newcastle 62-13. Bath County has won the last 9 meetings in 17 of 18. Craig County last one in the series, you got to go back to, it'll be October the 24th, 2014. So it would be 11 years ago coming up on Friday. It was a 44-37 win at home. Now, last week, Craig County got their first ever win over Perry McClure they got their first win over Perry McClure in 15 years, 33-6 Buena Vista. Bath County won at Eastern Montgomery 37-18. And as we mentioned before, Craig County, they've only given up 48 points all season, but Bath County is going to be a tough out when you go up to Williams Field up there at Hot Springs. It's never an easy game, but that should be a pretty good matchup again in the district there as Craig County 7-0 visiting Bath County 4-2 and an opportunity for playoff positioning on the line.
All right, so number 2 now on Farrell's 5.
Okay, we're going to go over to North Roanoke. We're going to go to the Blue Ridge District, sir, as we got William Fleming. They're 4-3. Now, they moved up to 7th in Region 5C. They're taking on Northside. They're 5-2. They're 3rd in Region 3D. So this is a key matchup for both teams when it comes to playoff positioning in their respective regions. Fleming leads this series 19-18. Last year, Fleming won at home over the Vikings 34-0. Fleming has won the last 3 meetings. Northside last won in this series. You got to go back to October 8th, 2021. It was a 34-33 game at home. Last week, William Fleming won big at home on Williamsburg 55-7. Meanwhile, Northside won at Franklin County in overtime 24-23. In both of Northside's losses, all at home, they were only able to score 7 points. So in those losses at home, those 2 losses, both at home, they struggled to score, which was the 7 points in each of those games. William Fleming, they're on a 2-game winning streak. This is going to be a key one because Fleming right now, again, you're 7th. You're kind of on that playoff bubble. So you kind of need a win here for Northside. They're in good playoff position, but they want to maintain an opportunity to host a first-round game in Region 3D. So this should be a good one over at Vikings Stadium in Hickam Field. It is William Fleming, 4-3, visiting 5-2 Northside.
Ooh, such a great rivalry. All right, here we go now. Number 1 on Farrell's 5. Again, any of the four could have been on there so far. That's how good these games are, especially late in the year. Who's numero uno this week?
Well, we're gonna go to the Blue Ridge District. Stay there. You're gonna have Lord Botetourt 6-1. This will be our game of the week. They're second in Region 3D, visiting William Byrd. They're 5-2 and fourth in Region 3D. So both these teams are in good spots to host. I think both teams obviously make the playoffs, but really this is a big one because Botetourt trying to catch up with Magna Vista. They're number one in Region 3D. William Byrd, they're fourth in Region 3D, trying to stay in the range of hosting, maybe even get up to the top line. William Byrd leads the series 40, 25, and 11. The teams met twice last season. LB won the regular season meeting at the crib 21-13. Byrd won in the regional 3D finals at LB 46-44 in double overtime. Last week, LB won at home 28-21. Now, Byrd lost at Fleming 55-7. LB is 2-0 in the Blue Ridge District played. Byrd is 1-1. So this is a key district matchup and district and regional matchup, Rick, because the winner of this game is definitely going to help themselves when it comes to playoff positioning. But as these regional rankings come out, things are starting to get a little tighter in some areas. And so it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But again, it should be a good one over at Bob Patterson Stadium as Botetourt takes on Byrd. And obviously both schools with students that are dealing with cancer, and they're going to be honoring those two students over there, which is a great thing that they're doing to recognize these two young men and in their fight against cancer.
That is great, man. And there's nothing like community come together like they do on Friday nights for something like that. So that's outstanding. Great stuff. Great stuff. Also great stuff. If you're out and about and you can't keep up with all the scores of the games, well, get home, find it, WF.
Yes, we'll have Hardy's Friday Night Blitz coming your way. I think there was a delay on your end, which is okay. Modern technology, internet. So again, Hardy's Friday Night Blitz coming your way Fridays. It'll be at 10:30 on CW Virginia. We'll be streaming it on WFSRTV.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and we will also have it on WFXR. It'll be immediately following coverage of Game 1 of the World Series between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. So that's going to be pretty neat. And, of course, each and every Saturday at 11 on CW Virginia. So we got a lot going on, and high school football is rocking the scene, Rick, because this is big. Now, again, obviously we have college football, and I hate that college football is on Fridays, but they do it anyway, and there you go. So, but we'll get that rocking and rolling. Again, Hardy's Friday Night Blitz. And again, good stuff. I mean, we got a lot. The matchups start to get even bigger as the regular season winds down, Rick. We're getting to a point where, again, win and you improve your seeding. If you win, you can clinch a playoff spot, and if you win, you try to get yourself in playoff position. So those are the three levels, and we talk about it every year when it comes to high school playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And it's always fun spending time with you, Jermaine. Enjoy the games. I know and your crew will have them all covered, and we'll resume next week. It'll be hard to believe, week number 10, the next to last week of the regular season. And I find that impossible to believe, but yet that's where we are.
And it'll be Halloween. It'll be Halloween. So it'll be
that's
like
right.
A trick or treat, for that.
That's
weekend.
Exactly right.
Trick or treat for some of these high school teams. So we'll see how
that'll be fun for the kids. They can dress up. Yeah, it'll be kind of cool. That'll be kind of fun. Yeah.
Real quick before I
Costume
go,
contest.
what's your Halloween candy? What's your favorite Halloween candy? Do you have one?
I'm boring. I just like Hershey bars, man. I like just the simple chocolate Hershey bars. I mean, I like other stuff, but if you're going to give me something, that's what I would like. How about you?
Well, before because of due to my diabetes, I've swore off all the sweets and candy. But back in the day, it was Snickers. It was a Mr. Good bar.
Oh yeah.
It was a Hershey milk chocolate bar, and the Reese cups. You can't go wrong with Reese's. Can't go wrong.
Crackle. Remember the Crackle? The
Crackle, which is a Nestle Crunch, basically, but it's
it is. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Whatchamacallits were good. The 1,000 Grand candies were good.
Oh
but
yeah.
Remember old Chico, remember the old Chico sticks?
Yeah, I do. 100%.
Yeah, we should do a candy bracket. I know You
We
kinda
could do
you
it.
dropped the ball in
We
the
could
meat
do a candy
bracket.
bracket.
I guess we can do a candy bracket.
We could do it. We could do that. We could do that. All right. Enjoy the rest of your week, man. Everybody watch Friday Night Blitz. That's Jermaine Farrell. I'm Rick. So long, everybody. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the games Thursday night and Friday night heading into the weekend. So long, everybody. Enjoy week number 9 of the high school football season.